All right, guys. So I want to do a walkthrough of what you need for your business plan for our project. So let's go ahead and I'm going to take a little bit one at a time. This isn't going to be like how you would present it, but this would be just like a sample of what should be completed for each slide. Okay. So on your first slide here, you have your introduction slide. You're going to want to make sure that it features your business name. Your name, and for you guys it'll say grade level and school. All right, so make sure down here in the corner you have your name, and guys, remember grammar and how punctuation looks and capitalization is everything, so make sure down here everything looks good. And then if you haven't created a logo yet, take time, create a logo. You can use like a free online logo creator. So if I was going to do that, I would Canva is a great opportunity or a great website to kind of use as a tool. So you can go free logo maker here. You can log in, use your Google account, just like here, and then go ahead and just sign up for that free account. Follow from there, and then when you want to do there, you can search up templates, right? So right here, if we wanted to do it, you can type in logo. Um, and you can even type in what kind of logo, and then here we go, are different things you can base it off of. And then if you wanted to do that, customize this template, go in simply and fill this in. So if I wanted to say if I wanted mine, this is obviously a little more feminine. All right, the Break Barrel Co. All right, and then bow ties, um, southern, maybe I want to say something like southern culture. All right. And then there it is. And then I would just simply, once I'm done with that, I'm going to click share and then download it, and I'm good to go. So that'd be a simple way. Canva's a great tool. You can use other ones. That's probably the easiest. Okay. So that gets us through our first slide here. Now let's go to our second slide. Now what you'll notice here down at the bottom, right, is that I've got note sections down here. All right. And these are going to be what tells you generally what you need to have. List or provide pictures that explain the top 3 problems. So my problem is that most bow tie companies, there's a lack of personalization. A lot of people don't know how to tie a necktie or a bow tie. And generally, for some people, mine also meets the fact that it's expensive to mount an entire bird. So a lot of my business is based off people that maybe have shot a bird and they want to have a way to show off their bird. This is a unique way to get to wear a bow tie. Maybe you don't know how to tie one, and you want to use this. There's a lot of cool factors you can look at this. Okay, so for me, my business description, 3 points, and I add 2 pictures. I like to do that. I like bullet points and then adding pictures. For mine, it is a unique way to capture a hunting memory, personalized feather bow tie, and I have an option to do shadow display boxes or shadow box displays. All right, if it's not something you want to wear, but kind of show it off in a unique way, and it's a lot cheaper than having a bird mounted. Okay, so these are the different things right here. 3 bullet points, 2 pictures. Generally, what I'm looking for on this business description slide. It's just 3 bullet points describing what your business does. Now, moving on. Okay, social responsibility. These are ways, and generally, sorry, when I transferred it over, you can see some of this stuff didn't 100% bounce across. But what you'll see here, if I want to fix that, all right, social responsibility refers to how am I going to give back. All right. Now, honestly, for what mine is, it'd probably be better to give back to like NWTF or something like that. However, one that I found that was pretty cool is donating 5% to Child's Play. All right, Child's Play provides video game system to kids that are in the hospital. And the reason I did this for that one is because when my sister, as I was growing up, my sister was in the hospital a lot, and I remember being able to have access to the games, and that helps pass time for the kids that are in the hospital or their family members. All right, when it refers to codes of ethics, how are you going to operate your business? All right, I'm going to operate with honesty, kindness, and respect. Okay, and this is way I kind of tie it back in. I want to make sure people ensure fair hunting practices and honesty, as we're going to use only high quality material. And then for respect and honesty as well, I wanted to offer a customer a free 1-year warranty on any defects in workmanship. So anything I mess up, I want to stand behind my product. Okay. So there are my first 4 slides. Let's go to my 5th one. Target market. Remember, when you do this one, it is more about who is your ideal customer and how would we describe that? Can I sell a bow tie to anyone? Technically, yes, absolutely. But I want to say, what does my ideal customer look like? So for me, it is 16 to 25-year-old males that are going to be in the middle class because the price range I'm in. You're probably not going to be selling it to lower class, upper class. You possibly could, but most people, I want to say, are going to be in the middle class. Where are they going to live? For me, most people are the best place for me to sell this is going to be in the cities areas. Near rural areas, so cities near rural areas because it does have that hunting appeal. However, bigger places in the South, such as Winston-Salem, Charleston, Charlotte, Greenville, any place like that, that's going to draw a crowd, but also not be too far away from your rural setting as well. Psychographics, people that are going to, what are people that buy your products going to like? So they're going to value quality, enjoy outdoor activities, and support wildlife conservation. Okay, remember, if you look at the slides that I give you, the template, it's going to have things. Delete those things and replace it. Don't just put beside what it is, okay? Now, usage rate. All right, people are gonna probably buy that. Remember, that actually refers to how often they're gonna buy it. They may buy one of my ties once, maybe twice a year, and they want to stand out when they purchase. They want to stand out and be different. That's why you buy a feather bow tie. And then, will they buy another one? They'll probably buy another one if they're pleased, or be loyal if they're pleased with the product. All right, now market size. Now what you do, this is where you're going to refer to the slides posted where you go to the Census Bureau, all right, U.S. Census Bureau, and what you're going to look for is what is that target range, okay? So what I did is the population of South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia add up to 26.5 million people. However, I have to deduct those that do not fall into that demographics of being a male between the ages of 16 and 25. Therefore, I'm left with 1.5 million people. Then that gives me, I have the potential after applying information from my research. So after I applied my research, I found that, okay, even in this range, only like 66 or 80% of those are going to actually be a part of that. Okay. If I need to, I can do another video that kind of breaks down market size and how we figure that out. Industry analysis. Okay. What I'm looking at, the bow tie industry, neckwear industry is going to fall under men's fashion. All right. And when I did my research, and remember, this is simple things. All right. As simple as what industry does bow ties fall in? All right. It's a simple research in Google. All right, neckwear. So there's a couple you can actually time in. I did men's fashion. But so there we go. There's the neckwear market size and share. So if I wanted to do this one, here it goes. It is expected to grow. Now this research is a little bit dated, but it was worth 3.7 billion in 2018 and is expected to grow through 2025. So those are examples I could add in there. However, I did go with the men's fashion industry because it was a little bit bigger. It made my numbers look better. Trends and opportunities. Well, the online market when doing the research. So if I'm looking here, it's telling me that one of my opportunities is the fact that it is growing. All right. It is continuing to hold the largest forecast market share of the forecasted future. Consumers prefer purchasing self-tied neckwear, so that's not a good thing for me. However, different things you want to look at, all right, and you want to try to find where if we look here, obviously, what may be important right now, only offer bow ties, and looking at this, neckties take up the large percentage. So obviously, an opportunity for me would be to offer, all right, an opportunity or trend would be to offer a necktie over a bow tie, or something such as selling on Amazon would be a huge way for my business to grow. Continuing on, we've got our promotional strategy. All right, this is how we're going to tell others about the business. I decided I'm going to tell people through social media accounts. I'm going to use a Popple business card, which attaches to a phone, and then it links them, all right, to all your social media accounts. So I'm going to focus mainly on social media ads as well as magazine ads in magazines such as Ducks Unlimited, or NWTF Turkey Talk magazines. Okay, and as you can see here, I've got all my information here as to why I did that. So for my social media accounts, over 50% of teens admit to using these weekly. All right, so that's how I'm going to get that 15 to 19 age range. All right, and then to capture the rest of that age range, it kind of goes through 95% of DU magazine readers are male and shop online. So that tells me that I'm meeting them where they're at by having an online presence as well as offering that through the magazine. All right, now my competitors. I talked about what are my strengths, my weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strengths is that I offer personalized and custom designs. Weaknesses is that I'm not as well known and that my production time, because I am a one-man shop, is a little bit slower. Opportunities, creating an online presence as a website or have a retail store. And then threats, if you get a bunch of bad reviews because I'm a smaller business that looks, that's not good, or someone being able to find a cheaper alternative. My competition would be places like Dillard's or Brackish, and you can see kind of through here what their SWOT analysis looks like as well. Now, business financials, this is where we get into the fun stuff, okay? So here's an example, right? We're working through all of this for the next 1, 2, 3 slides are going to come from our financial workbook. So let's work through that really quick. If we open our financial workbook, we're going to put our business name here. All right. And then let's go to our promotional mix. All right. So if I say I'm going to just focus on business cards and social media, one other thing, because I do have Popple in there, I'm going to put that Popple is going to be the fact that Popple is like $6 a month. So I need to actually add that in there. So Popple would make this $8.50 a month. Okay. And I looked that up earlier, but that's what their fee is. Now, if we go into the next, cost of labor, this is everything that is needed not to start your business, but that goes into creating one product. So bow tie form, I use one of those. I use one hot glue stick, which should cost me about 5 cents. Thread, not a whole roll, but about 10 cents worth. A box to put the tie in, spray adhesive and feathers. My total cost per unit is about $8.23. After that, cost per labor per hour. All right, I'm going to pay myself 15, or if I have someone that starts working for me, $15 per hour. It takes about 15 minutes, which is a quarter of an hour, and so our labor cost per unit is $3.75. Okay, so once I add these two together, my variable expenses each time I create a bow tie is about $11.98. Now, if we look over here, that is where we're going to plug in our variable expenses. So that's where we get our 823 from, and then this is where you'll see that plug in plus our cost of labor, $11.98. So economics of one unit, that is where we're at here, okay? So make sure if you need that, it plugs everything in right here. We're going to plug in our selling price, what one unit is. So for me, one unit is one turkey feather bow tie, and this is where you plug in economics of one unit. You have it right here, and now you just go here, plug it in, definition of one unit. We've already there. All right, and then let me hide this, okay? You can look at variable expenses right here and plug it in there, okay? Monthly fixed expenses, right here is where I got to update my advertising, and actually, here we go. Let's go into our next one. It already plugged in our costs. If you have utilities or know you're going to have to pay a rent or anything, go ahead and fill that in, and then plug in the rest of it right here. So in this case, our average monthly is going to be $8.50, and we're going to fix that down here. All right, after I've done that portion, we're done with this slide. So let's go to our income statement. All right, before we can do that, we've got to say here's our monthly break-even units. I don't think that was on that one. Oh, yep. So go ahead and plug that number in. So now that I pull this number comes from right here, so 850 divided by 4802. We only have to sell one bow tie, all right, to break even every month. Okay, now we're on our income statement. Now we're selling price $60. I forecasted, all right. Here I've got a forecast that I created. Now remember, you want to think about how you're planning this out. When are you going to sell the most? When are you going to sell the least? If your business revolves around you selling at school, right, you're not going to sell hardly any from June, July, or August. There's going to be 3 months. You're only going to be word of mouth around the school. So now I'm going to plug this in. All right. So if we're at $60, all right, let's keep rolling here. All right, $60, 100 units, and then it plugs all of this in for you. This one should be done. You see the little black tabs? it will plug all of this in for you. And now all I have to do in here is pull across and update my numbers, and I'm just plugging those in. And honestly, you can Command C. This, I don't know if it'll actually do that number. No, it will not. So you got to plug those numbers in. So 1198, and let's make sure we go ahead and get all those in. All right, and this is how you're going to complete that slide 4802. And then make sure we add, so it looks better, make sure we take our time to add the commas. All right, fixed operating expenses. Remember, I changed it from what it previously was, so my updated number is 102. All right, and now 4,700. Add that comma and your cents, right? And then 705 is what we'll be paying in taxes. And then our final profit is 3,995. Right, that's a good number. $3,995. All right. So this is our income statement, right? So all we did is we copied that directly from here. All right. Now going on our startup expenses. These are all the things we're going to need to get our business started. So for me, what I refer to, all right, do I need all of this? Probably not. So for, I did find it easier. For this one, you see I have the Dremel tool. I'm going to just go from here, and same thing. You can plug it one way or another. When starting up, okay, I said I needed a drill press, Forstner bits, because that helps with the box. This tells me what I need it for. I'm going to buy 10 bow ties, 10 boxes, and bubble mailers, right? This is where I'd also add like glue sticks and glue gun, things like that. Whatever I need, everything to get me started. However, if you already have it, you don't have to list it here. All right, so this is what I would need. So to start my business, I need about $220. Obviously, one other thing that's left off here is I'd need to add a bird for feathers or just feathers and buy them. Okay. So once I have that number, you also have your emergency fund. Plus, you always want to keep 3-month reserve for fixed expenses. That is in case you have a bad month, you're still covered. So total startup investment to start my business, I need about 500, let's just say $600. This is just adding the numbers up, but roughly $600 to start my business. Now, this is going to be calculated for you right here, return on sales, return on investment, based off what you have under your startup investment. These are the numbers you'll get. Really what you're looking for is a return on sales. You want to have higher than at least 33%. So that means for every dollar you make or sell, you're making that much. Okay, so for every dollar I sell, I'm making a profit of 47. That's what the return on sales. Return on investment, all right, how much money are you making in a year, right, versus how much it costs you to start that business. So that is what it is. That's a quick walkthrough. The last thing I'll go ahead and hit on is future plans. You guys are going to have short-term goals, which means within the next year or two, and long-term goals, which would be, or no, short-term, my bad, first 6 months, long-term, a year to 2 years. Okay, short-term, 6 months or less, long-term, a year or more. Okay. Or a yearly goal. After that, you're going to add your logo at the end, add a slogan you would like to add there, and a thank you for their time. And that will knock you out. That is a quick run through. If you have any questions, just let me know.